Okay. Councilmember Johnson.
Well, good evening. We made it, y'all. Well, first, I'll be remiss if I didn't start off by thanking God, because he is most definitely the reason why I'm here today. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. And after a long and hard-fought campaign, I am most definitely looking forward to working with my fellow council members, our new city manager. You know, this is a new age in the city of Richmond. And you can clap for that. This is a new age in the city. We are poised for a lot of great changes here. And as you know, throughout the campaign trail, my primary concern has always been to make sure that the people of Richmond will always be honestly and consistently represented and engaged. As you know, I grew up right here in the city of Richmond, born at Brookside Hospital, 4 generations. And as my cousin put it the other day when we sat down for lunch, when my great-grandparents first migrated to the city of Richmond, we went from not being able to sit at certain lunch counters to now having seats on the city council. And with that, I want to thank everyone who threw house parties, because it was a lot of house parties. I want to thank everybody that threw fundraisers in Richmond, Oakland, Berkeley, Black Hawk, Pittsburgh, Antioch. People came out in support. Even if they weren't from Richmond, even if they didn't live in Richmond, I thank you for your support, because you saw that this wasn't just going to affect you, and you invested. Also, I want to thank the individuals who canvassed and phone banked for me, because that's where the real work was. A lot of people ask, how do we do it? And when we first started this out, I was the youngest one who put my name in the hat. And so a lot of people counted us out in the beginning. But then slowly but surely, we began to win them over. And we began to do things in the campaign that only God can make possible. We began to get support from the first African-American district attorney of Contra Costa County, Ms. Dinah Beckton. We received support from not one, but 2 former mayors of Richmond, both Ms. Rosemary Corbin and the Honorable Irma Anderson. We received an outpour of support from former council members like Mr. James McMillan and John Zinzahini, individuals who've seen, you know, what I was trying to do here in the city of Richmond, and literally decided to take a chance on this young man. And then other people decided, and they decided to take a chance as well. So many unions and labor organizations, as well as civic organizations, neighborhood councils, which I got to make sure I mention Iron Triangle Neighborhood Council, the Coronado Neighborhood Council, and most definitely I want to thank all of the other neighborhood councils that welcome me in, not only to your communities, but to your meetings. Growing up in the city of Richmond, I was exposed throughout this campaign to different neighborhoods and different avenues that we would have never walked down growing up. And I am proud to say that I represent those communities today. I represent their interests, and I am proud to work with these other individuals on this council, so that way we can continue to represent them and move our city forward. Now, much like Mr. Bates, I'll get in trouble if I don't mention these people. No, but my team, I didn't do this by myself. Our ultimate goal, because we knew coming in that a lot of people were going to be apprehensive, because I'm 26 now, but when I was throughout the entire campaign, I was a 25-year-old candidate. And so, right, to be able to run the campaign that we were able to put on, it was only because of individuals like my campaign managers, with the S at the end, Brandon Evans and Champagne Brown. My treasurer and policy wonk, Austin Whitaker. And my PR specialist, she's the one that does all my Facebooking and tweeting, Miss Christina Kinney. And I also want to take the time to shout out my mother, Carmel Gaines, who I would not be here. Your love and sacrifices over these past few years have literally made me the man I am today. And a lot of people don't know this, but I have 2 dads. And that's why I always call myself as twice as lucky. So I want to thank both my dads, Demnlus Johnson and Calvin Jones, for pouring into me and making sure that I was somebody. My brother, Kyle Jones, my sister, Demisha Johnson, Rochelle Johnson, and Jamia McKinney. And as everybody know, I have a host of aunties and cousins. So I want to thank all of them as well. And most definitely, I want to thank my fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, because they came out and they showed me so much love, and I would not be here without them. And you, the people of Richmond, for taking a chance and doing something bold and investing in a young man with a name that sounds a little funny. And he may talk a long time, and I'm not going to do that tonight, I promise. But I really want to thank you guys for investing in me. And like Ada Racino said before she left, I hope that you will continue to ride with me over these next 4 years, because it's going to be a journey. And as I said, I can't do this by myself. I need you like I needed you never before. Thank you.